What's up, everyone? Juicy J from Dude Let's Chat here with the illustrious work in progress, Brent Casey. Brent, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Not too bad. I'm on day 3 of a 4-day weekend, so I can't complain too much.
Must be nice. And Casey, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. I'm alive and well, and I'm here. So,
Awesome, awesome. Well, y'all know what we're here for. Solo leveling. This has definitely been a trip so far, and it to me it didn't disappoint, but I want to hear y'all's fast hot take. Casey, what were your thoughts?
honestly, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, we got him. He figured out that he now has secret quests, which that is always a great thing for gamers to figure out. And we got to see Cerberus. How could you not love his first boss battle in that what is that area even called? I can't remember exactly what it's called, but the key led to which area
The
that
Demon King's
Cerberus was in?
castle.
The
The
Demon
gates of the
King's
Demon King's
Cast.
castle.
So
Mhm.
I I don't know. I always enjoyed when he goes to the Demon King's castle because it just looks awesome and he gets decimated in there. So I definitely enjoyed it, and I'm wanting to see more. I'm kind of sad that the next one is just going to be a review one, but I
Mhm.
understand why. I just want to see. I want to see him, start getting up his comrades as they were.
I mean, spoilers, bruh. Spoilers.
Yeah,
But
I don't even think I'm that far yet. I think I'm
but
kind of like I think where we're at now is kind of where I started sort of I need to start reading again, let's just say that. So, um,
I see
yeah.
it. I see. Well, since we're on it, Brent, what was your take in a few words?
It was good. Yeah, I mean, it's like now if there wasn't a break next week because how did let's see if I can find a way to put this right. Um I'm a narcissist and I was like I need to is like I'm going to be in California for like 2 weeks and I wouldn't be able to be on any shows for a couple of weeks. So I got to make sure I'm on one before I leave. Um, but no, like it like if there had been an episode next week, I probably would, like I might have encouraged that maybe you do another 2 episodes. And I'm kind of rambling on. Anyway, it was good. And I'm glad that they kind of got like I'm glad that they kind of did everything. You know, I'm glad that there was a start and an end and an end. I do like that. I do like that there was a start and an end, as opposed to like some bullshit cliffhanger that we get a lot of in with this series. Um, but I don't know. I've always really liked the exchanges that Jin has had with the Trustland kid.
Mhm.
I like I don't know, I like those 2 characters together. I don't know what it is, but, um and today I got to hear the dub voice for her, which is Justin Burner, which was exciting. Um, and but no, I enjoyed it, and of course, the fight with it was a Cerberus, right?
Y'all thought y'all could have a show without me? Without me? I am Dooless Chat. The disrespect. Golly. Alright, alright. We're talking about episode 7 here. I don't know what these buffoons said, but it doesn't matter, okay? Because I matter. I'm the important thing here. So I'm gonna keep it short, simple, and sweet. But before I do, someone made a comment on our last video, which I want to read because I know it's related towards me because I made a comment about it possibly being an Attack on Titan type of anime. So I just want to read it, give him a little shout out, and then we'll get to it. So FVU me says Solo Leveling is a power fantasy show. It is not like Attack on Titan or any other animes who are built to tell an amazing story with deep characters, amazing world, and so on. It wasn't hype because it's a great story, and I wasn't saying that it's bad. It's mid-peak. Fans admit that a lot of us hyping it up because it's our introduction to the amazing world of manhwa, the light novels too. For it's like seeing my kid grow up, if you know what I mean. That's very, very passionate, and I respect it. And for this to gain popularity also means that a lot of amazing manhwa out there can get the same treatment too. Anyways, let's see, what's that? Anyways, Solo Leveling has a good story and very good for what it is built. It's direct and not confusing. It's bingeable. Don't expect mind blown stuff. Just enjoy it. And he also added, but thanks. It's a good review. I'll sub. Thank you for your sub. And if you also watched this episode and you want to leave a comment, we'll read it on the following episode. To keep out for that. Okay. Anyways, episode 7. The guy's name, Jinwoo. We'll go with Jinwoo. This was a pretty chill episode, I believe, considering even the ending part was kind of there. Not a bad episode. I do like that he's becoming more arrogant. You know, being more got a little more of this going on, especially considering how he started off the whole thing with going into the double dungeon talking about I need this money. I'm gonna go in there even though I don't have a dagger, which I'm like your logic is super flawed, but it's fine. And I notice it is still very flawed because he gets an opportunity to make $30 billion. And he's like, I can make more. I could be worth more. I'm like, bro, that's $30 billion. That legit covers your mom, covers your sister. You're literally living life to the fullest and not having to do anything. But he's getting arrogant now. You know, he's becoming Icarus. He's getting a little too close to the sun now. So I'm expecting a downfall potentially. His battle within the secret dungeon was kind of tight, but I just want to say the damage output is not very accurate because as someone who plays RPGs, the way he was getting beat up, I'm already dead 10 times over, regardless of their ability. So I'm just like, you know what? Plot armor is the strongest armor any character can have in life. But yeah, that being said, it was good. It was good. It was nice and it was a pleasant episode. I do find it kind of curious about his brother wanting to kill the two guys because I mean, no one said they like. I'm sure he's a seasoned veteran, but you can't just look at it and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill them." Like you have no proof. It's a common thing where people do die. Homie has expensive armor, which I mean, the other guy even like in the beginning of the episode was like, that's probably how they got out because expensive armor. But the older brother's like, nah, one of these dudes killed them. Like I said, it could be his experience, and he just knows something doesn't smell right. But I do appreciate that he's a businessman. He's like, I got to get my meetings done, and then I'm coming for you. And that right there is a mindset we all need to prioritize our stuff, keep to our word, don't backstab or nothing, and you'll be all right. And you get to kill whoever you want. Don't do that. I'm just kidding. But yeah. But anyways, that's all I got to say. Whatever the other guys say is not important. It's wrong. And just, I'm going to be petty. I'm going to leave a timestamp of where I begin and just ignore the rest. All right. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring the notification bell that we know when we go live. And we'll catch you guys next time. Later.
And that was intense. Even though I knew what was going to happen, I was still like, oh shit, he does get fucked up here.
I mean, and I got you a little jumpy. Casey, is that happening for you on his end too?
Not really. I mean, you guys
What do you
seem
mean
fine.
jumpy?
Oh,
Moving
I don't
around.
know. No, it's a little
did
laggy.
this.
I don't know why,
Oh.
but you know what? Maybe there's an issue we don't know about. But I hear what you're saying. There was definitely a lot in this episode, especially that I really liked. Like this was part of what I liked about solo leveling is that it kind of world builds at the same time. Like of course we could like you could kind of tell like of course we could have said that he had the ability to nullify poisons now,
Mhm.
or that he had it from the beginning because he references that. And if that's the case, he shouldn't have been so scared fighting against the giant snake. But the fact
Mhm.
is, that's just kind of how the story was it's a world that was built chapter by chapter, and I really do like what they did with this. Like I said, the secret quests that are coming out, more than just the instant quests that will happen every once in a while. I liked how they depicted him like going lost in thought. It's not just this main character that's thinking for 3 minutes to himself and no one's noticing, or maybe it's just like, It's like things are still happening. Like he opens his drink and is dripping onto his pants, showing that he's like lost in thought with this.
Mhm.
And it's just things like that. The fight against Cerberus, something I noted and something I'll give to A1 Pictures, is that they've done a lot of really good detail in showing
Mhm.
visceral parts, like parts where like he gets his arm ripped off, gets hit by Cerberus, gets thrown across, and it's like it just feels a little more natural than just like this character and then moves. It's like they've put so much minute detail into the impact points, into small transitions that it feels really good, in my opinion. So that's what I liked about it
I,
personally.
I do have to agree with you on there because, as you're saying, like the whole visceral thing and like
Mhm.
things that you don't really think about is when Cerberus had bitten off his arm, and we see him flat out without an arm. We see him do the whole full recovery thing, and I literally had to pay attention and I had to rewind it because all you see is like the flap of his jacket go off the screen, and when it comes back
Mhm.
in, you just see his full arm, and you're like, "Oh, hey, it came back," kind of thing. The other thing
Mhm.
that I really did enjoy that I thought was kind of awesome is watching Cerberus move around and fight while two of the heads were dead,
Oh
and
my
you just see the
gosh.
two heads flopping around as it's running around, and
Which you
that
did
was just
not
like
get in the manga at all, or the
I
not
didn't
manhwa.
at
I
all.
didn't catch it. I'm gonna have to rewatch it because
It's
like I didn't
so
catch
good.
that part. Like I'm gonna have
Mhm.
to
Ah,
rewatch it. I'll rewatch it in a couple of weeks when it's dubbed.
So
That way I
like
can pay attention.
it's the minute detail don't mean much, but it does bring it to life, and you do feel like it's real because of that.
mm, okay. Brent, like, what were some of your favorite parts of the episode? Well, we've gone off.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it all. Once again, it was one of those episodes where like a lot of good stuff happened, but like but for me it also isn't as much as I would have liked to have talked about. I don't know, maybe I'm not getting my point across, but like uh, what I enjoy, I actually enjoy like some of the stuff that I really enjoy about solo leveling is simply like conversations. Like I enjoy, and I like this with a lot of anime, is that sometimes like I really like the parts that are outside of the action more so than the stuff that's within the action.
Mm.
So I actually really liked the first half of the episode more than the second half of the episode because it was characters interacting with each other, and I don't know, I don't know if that's I don't know if if you're understanding what I'm getting at.
Maybe
But
maybe loosely, because there is I will give you that for this episode, because my whole and this is why I keep bringing up the world building, which is what I liked about it,
mhm,
is because action's a dime a dozen nowadays in anime, right? Like
mhm,
we know this is a fantasy anime, we know it's a main character who's getting powers and fighting magical mythical things, right? So anime and action are a dime a dozen.
mhm,
But these actual like intricate relationships.
mhm,
This like he's got a sister and she's not just a plot device, she obviously seems a little more important. That
mhm,
we're not just saying, oh, it's a sick mother and she just exists there. It's like, no, he's actually going, like, he's traumatized, he had to grow up at an early age to to try and support this, and now it's like he's still a kid in the sense of he's worried because he's been taken advantage of before. He's been through hardships, like
Mhm.
30 million freaking however much it would translate to us, but like, pretty much like so much money that could fix everything seemingly, but knowing that locking into that, it's like, but I don't know what the rights like. There's a lot that goes into the world building that I really enjoyed.
Mhm.
And so when it came to the combat, I do like the combat. I also like how we don't spend too much time on it.
Yeah.
An interesting take, if I'll toss in, is that someone had pointed out in one of my groups for this episode that is this just mid? Because all of the fights are the same. He has to sit here and get trumped to some degree, but then remind himself about the double dungeon, be like, I can do this, I have to do this, stabs the thing in the eye, because he's done that multiple times now, thrown around a bit, but ultimately has to long cut down the monster, like gives all of these things and says it's all been the same fight with different scenes. I personally disagree with that, because after they said that, I actually went back and watched the Cerberus fight like twice, just like, is this the same as the snake fight and the uh, spider fight? I don't personally think so, especially in this one where instead of him just like overcoming but having that strength and will, and obviously showcasing he's at least of equal footing or maybe a step below. And Cerberus the entire time to me was throwing him around like the whole entire time. Like he
Oh
may
yeah,
have
he was
squeaked
just
by this
he
time.
was treating him like one of those chewed up chew toys that
Y-
dogs have.
You
That was my
you
thought.
should have you should have asked him. You should have asked that person if they how they feel about other shonen
Mm.
anime, because a lot of a lot of fights that happen in these things, it's like it's rinse and repeat,
Mm.
and it's just like, who cares, like and and even in Dr. Stone, where it isn't centered around fights, we all know that like Senku's going to sort it out through magic, or not magic, through science.
Science, science
Is
magic.
like and it's just like, I don't know, it's like, that's how a lot of these shonen fights happen. It's like you fight, you get beat up, and then you win, and you know it's
unless
it's
you're
all
like
it's all in good fun,
unless you're an OP character, and
unless
then
you're
you
in
just
a
decimate everything and create a lake out of nowhere.
I mean, I'm so my point so it would be like right now we're watching him come up. He knows he's leveling up.
Mhm,
We've seen
Mhm.
no actual powers besides some skills like dash and stab that he can do. It's like
mhm,
it's like so, and we obviously know there's something more to this. Obviously, from reading it, I know there's more to this. Casey as well, and you probably
Mhm.
know, Brent, if you've seen anything in the same vein of it, or like talking about, or like we're really looking forward to this with
mhm.
Sung. But the fact is, right now he has none of that. I think it's the perfect depiction, in my opinion, of someone who has been an E rank hunter learning how to fight really, really, truly,
Right.
with this power. And all he's doing is brute strength stuff. So yeah, you have to go for the weak spots. And he's going to do the same thing with everything because he knows, hey, that's a weak spot on a monster. If I knew that eyes were the weak spot and I'm close to the eye, I'm going to stab the eye.
Sure.
That's my take to it. But then also to kind of piggyback off what you're saying, shonen fights, yeah, because I'm going to take it back to Bleach. No one gives two craps about the actual sword fight. We care about how they use their powers. He's not
Mhm.
really using
Yeah,
powers
that's
other than
very
the power
true.
of MC. Yeah. Like, no one actually
Bleachers
cares.
just beat each other. One person goes bonkai, beat each other even more, and the other person goes
Oh man,
bonkai. Then that person beats even more,
I
and
mean,
that
then there's some
that
other kind of form or something else. It's just that
that
it just keeps leveling up.
that dude who was commenting on like, is this just mid? I wonder if he watches Jujutsu Kaisen,
well, so
because
yeah, I'm about to
because
say,
here's
that's
the
the same thing.
because the culling game arc, which is like coming up to be animated.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've gotten that far, Jeremiah, but
I'm in
like
the calling game right now.
culling game is just the same stuff every 8 chapters. And And in the anime, it'll be the same stuff probably every 2 episodes.
I mean,
It's just
kind of
gonna
was
be the
that way in
same stuff over
Shibuya
and
as
over again.
well. Shibuya kind of did that too. For anyone that had domain expansions, it was going to be domain versus domain, and
Yeah.
it would come down to a domain finisher. It's pretty much like a giant Budokai Tenkaichi where you both power up all the way and then see who wins out. It's like, oh, okay, so we're doing this. It's like so that yes, so that's my take on it. David, you know who
Mhm.
you are. It is what it is. It's not I don't think it's mid bro, and you know what? You might disagree, but yeah, no, guys, like I thought it was a good episode. I think, but no, and I think I understand what you're saying with it. It's like, man, this was a lot in one episode compacted. That Cerberus fight
Mhm.
could have probably been 2 episodes, because
Mhm.
there's a lot going on. One thing that I also had a personal issue with was the warning boxes that were popping up. I couldn't read them. In the manga, if you read it, you'll know what it's saying when he's going to attack him, and he notes that the warnings keep popping up because it's worried about me dying and stuff like that, and it distracts him, which then leads to him getting hit.
Mhm.
But in this, you
Mhm.
can't read them all. Like there's one when he goes in for the first stab into the eye, and then a warning pops up, and you can't read. There's no way like you can read that quick. You'd have to pause it, go back, and stuff like that. It's like, what's it trying to tell him? It's kind of important, and there's a lot of things going on that we as the readers could see. Like we would always see when he would stab the Cerberus and say he's resistant to the poison. He's resistant to the
Mhm.
status of the dagger, and in fact, that plays a part in this fight because at one point he overcomes that resistance by hitting him multiple times. Which is what helps him out, and you don't even get that in this fight. I believe it was this fight, or maybe it was the spider
Mhm.
fight. I'll have to
No,
go
no,
review.
no. It was this fight, and yes, they
Okay,
do touch on it. There's only like one sentence that he did state about it, and
Mhm.
because you see him constantly stab, and you see the buff shatter, and it wasn't until I think it was when he killed the first head and he stabbed it in the eye, and that's when you saw that it took hold. And in his
Yeah.
mind, he was stating like the debuffs aren't even doing it. Its resistance must be very high. And then you see him stab the eye, and you see it happens, but once he takes the knife out, then it shatters. So they did touch on it, but it was a very quick and you miss it type thing.
Versus how pivotal it was reading it, and it's like, so
Exactly.
that would be the only qualm, and even then, I'm not opposed to it because, like I said earlier, and like we've kind of agreed, it's like it's cool that we're just kind of getting through. Like the fighting's cool, make it cool. But I want to get back to like his mom. I want to get back to hey, now he has the elixir of life formula. What's he going to do to prepare for
Mhm.
that? And a
Mhm.
lot of us are still waiting on the actual game to start. So I guess we'll wrap it up there with final thoughts. So Brent, what was your final take for it?
It was good. I'm looking forward to some of the other stuff that comes next. Um, because yeah, I anyway. Um, I I realized while talking that I am a bit further along than this. Um, but no, I'm looking forward to more like human interactions because I actually really enjoy the human interactions in this story.
Mhm.
Um, uh, but alas, we have to wait 2 weeks for a new episode because next week will be a recap episode.
Yeah, and I'll talk about that in a second. Casey, what were your final thoughts?
I enjoyed it. I am looking forward to it. I am looking forward to the next episode that is not a review episode or a recap. Um, I know what's going to end up happening. I can't wait to see his character keep evolving. However, I will state that I am enjoying reviewing this because I read it when it was like first coming out and all that, and so I do remember that. And I'm enjoying going back and seeing how he as a character is literally changing in just 6 episodes. He is almost becoming completely different,
Hmm.
and knowing who he becomes later on, he definitely becomes extremely different than how he was at the very beginning. And I'm enjoying watching that evolution and like picking things out like, oh, this is why he's changed that. Oh, this is why he's changed that. Oh, I get it now, kind of thing.
I
Mhm.
get you. I get you. Like y'all said, next week we're not going to have a review, but look out because I'm considering making my own recap of our reviews thus far and putting it out. So that would be hilarious. And maybe. Guys, where can they find you?
You
Casey, I'll let you.
guys,
Yeah, I'll let you
you
handle that.
guys can find us over on YouTube at Work in Progress SLO, all one word. Give us a check in. We do podcasts. We try to do podcasts every week. Brent is going to be coming here to California, so we are going to be on hiatus for the next couple of weeks. But we did just do a podcast today, or at least, we recorded one today. It should be up on our YouTube. Go ahead and give us a check out and give us a subscribe and check out DLC along with us.
You know how it is, and you know where to find us. Hit that bell for notifications. Obviously, be subscribed if you're doing that, and like this video if you agreed with us. If you disagreed, put it down in the comments below. Till next time, friends, stay happy, stay healthy, stay beautiful.